okay, think about this from a sandwich perspective. The chicken is warm. The chicken is warm.
Okay. And
Then they should put the cheese next because then the cheese would melt a little.
yeah.
Then the lettuce, then the ranch on top. They put ranch, lettuce, then cheese.
Oh my God. Go figure.
The cheese just sits there on top. I got it all in one bite.
Do you fuck with Pangea?
We gotta start, man.
You are now listening to the John and Paul Show. John and Paul Show. Now listening. You are now listening to the John and Paul Show.
How are we gonna do this podcast? Episode 9. That's the title right there.
I think we need to confess something to all of our viewers.
Do you want to confess it?
I can. It's up to you.
I'd like you to confess it right off the bat.
Me and Taver currently have been on this Zoom meeting for a long time.
It's near an hour. It's over an hour at this point.
Ridiculous. We could have had an entire pod finished by now, but instead we're just getting going right now.
Now I think there's a good reason for that. You're going to be listening to this on a Monday. We did not record this Sunday like we usually did.
No, as you can see, we got the Morale Zone lights on. Tabor, it's a little darker, and we're both wearing pink hats.
Is the pink hat the signifier of it being later?
Mine doesn't even look pink in the lighting. It looks
yours
white.
Honestly looks like powder blue or something.
Ooh. Because I'm actually... Dude, we were talking about the Morale Zone shirts earlier. I'm literally wearing the Morale Zone shirt.
Love that.
Yes, dude.
Now, I got a question off the bat. I just thought of something. Who is your favorite teacher of all time? Like, not in high school, like below high school.
Favorite teacher from like middle school, elementary?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't really remember why I liked her so much, but my 3rd grade teacher, Mrs. Stewart, always comes to mind.
Completely agree.
I don't remember what made
finesse to her. I forgot we were in the same class.
We were. But I think we met in 2nd grade in Mrs. Girk's class, potentially. Did I just throw that name out there?
Oh my. I love that we're having this conversation.
Dude, she's probably like 80 now, probably. I don't know.
Let me ask, do you think you think she's dead or not?
I don't think she's dead. I don't think she's doing well.
I feel like that's a really optimistic view of you to say she's not dead. She was like 70 when she was teaching us. 70? I don't remember how old she was. Fucking old as shit, man.
I was thinking like 60s, so now she'd be like 80.
I kind of got the feeling that she was even older than like she didn't even retire because she just didn't feel like it. She just wanted to keep teaching. Or wait, do they force you to retire?
I think it really depends on like how much you're getting paid was one of the things, you know, like I remember like in high school, there was that guy, Mr. Mackus, you know that dude?
Yeah.
He was very abnormally sized. And
I remember I always used to say Mr. Mackus is wackus.
Dude, I gotta tell you, we've been talking for an hour, and if you told me at the start when we started, we're gonna start the pod talking about some middle school teachers, Ms. Girk will be brought up, I'd say you're insane.
100% agreed.
But yeah, I'd say Mrs. Stewart.
Yeah, Mrs. Stewart, I completely agree. I'm sorry to interrupt you on that. Did we explain yet that we're a few filmies in here? We've had a couple of drinks here.
Yeah, so we kind of skimmed over it, but it is a Thursday night here for the John Fa Pod. You'll be hearing it hopefully Monday morning, mid-afternoonish.
Whenever it will be. I'm going to edit this podcast tonight. I'm then going to Monday, whenever I get home from this shit bender I'm going to go on in this Memorial Day weekend house, I will then upload it.
Yeah.
Hopefully by like 11 o'clock a.m.
That's great.
I'm an early riser.
You are. What time do you normally wake up?
It really varies day to day because, okay, you know, it's one of those things where like you grow up when you're in school and you have a very, very strict schedule and it's very nice. I'm at a very loose schedule point in my life, and my sleep schedule changed, and I come to accept it as a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
My sleep schedule is I wake up around 8 or 9, probably 9:30, usually the latest or so. Like I usually get out of my bed around 9:30. I'm out, and then I usually take a nap around like 4 or 5 every day. Wake up around whenever, it doesn't matter, and then I go to bed, and then I wake up at when I go to bed whenever I feel tired, and then I wake
Interesting.
up at like 9:30.
Dude. So, okay, so give me like an estimate between 2 hours when you might go to bed.
Usually like 12:30, maybe 12 to 1 or to 2.
Okay.
If it'd
yeah.
be a really late night for me if I'm up 3:34.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would say I'm about the same. Like last night was one of the first nights. Well, no, so I got into bed before midnight, but of course I had to watch some Sixers highlights and stuff. So I didn't really like try falling asleep till 12:30, and that's honestly like one of the earlier times because especially after the morale zone and I do like staying up at night. Like yeah, like I guess it's spooky and the fact that it's dark, but it's also like the most peaceful time. Like no one's blowing up your phone, no one's like talking to you. And it's okay if someone does text, like like Zach, he's a night owl, and I wouldn't be surprised if I got a text from you at like 1 a.m. But besides that, it's like it's just a nice little knit group at that time, and it's cozy.
You
I
hit the nail
think.
on the head because I actually feel like it's like this strange thing where like I both appreciate daylight and also even more appreciate the nighttime because at nighttime, pardon me, geez, that carbonation's catching up to me.
No, it's okay.
At nighttime, like there's this nice solace with like the quiet and like nobody's awake. Like I love stepping out on my back porch. You don't see any lights
Yeah,
from anyone else's house or anything. It's just
exactly.
you in the night, man. It's really nice. It's really peaceful in a way. Like let me say this real quick without
Oh,
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 I almost dropped my mic for any listener.
I saw it.
I apologize. Um, I used to do this job, this gig, and well, I had a job with American Eagle, just working on their floors like a regular employee. But I would also do this thing where, you know how like Target and any retail store, they'll obviously put the retail stuff out like sometimes overnight. They need to like they got new product or like new signage that says, "Hey, we have this product. Like
Right.
we have the new Nintendo Wii, we have the new jeans or whatever." At American Eagle, I would be that. We would literally reset the entire wall of jeans. We would take out every set pair of jeans and this, that, the other. One of my favorite things, though, I fucking hated that job with a passion. It fucking sucked. It
Really?
sucked so bad because not only was it late, it was also fucking tedious as hell. I could listen to music and stuff, but it was annoying as hell.
Right.
One of my favorite things, though, you get a 30-minute break. I would run to this Wawa close to us. Shout out Wawa. I would run to this Wawa, and it was one of those things. I would park my car, turn off my keys, close my door, and I'd step out. And going from it wasn't even hectic in that workroom, but going from a working environment to being stepping out at 2 a.m. in your car, and there's not a peep of anything around you. Like around where I was a busy area too, so it's almost like being around the White Horse Pike late at night,
Right.
where there's no cars, you can't even hear anything, and you're just sitting there and you're like, what is going on right now? It's like a different lifestyle. The night's a completely different animal. It's so awesome to appreciate.
Dude, again, I think you explained it correctly. The nighttime is just a different animal, and like I sit out on the balcony all the time at night, and so does Allie, and it's just cozy. It's like it's dark. There's like not people. Like if you do see someone, it's like kind of like excitement in a weird way. It's like, oh, someone else is up, like, and it's like 2:30. Like, what are they doing? And it's like, and I think that 2 a.m. Wawa aesthetic is underrated. I don't think people talk about that enough because going there, especially like after like a party, like if someone drives you there or even if like you're sober and you just take people there or whatever the case, you being at Wawa 2:30 in the morning is just it's a whole new experience. It's amazing.
It really
Great.
is. And like there's a different like I don't mean this in like a class way, but there's a different character of people there. Like there's like
Yeah.
an awesome character of people. Like everyone who wants to be there is there. Like
Yeah.
no, go on. Go.
Well, I was just going to extend that to I think even the employees that work those nights have a different like persona of their own because they signed up for the shift or they at least know they're doing it. So like you know, they got to kind of be on that like weird like time and mind schedule of being awake at 2:30, especially them because they're like working.
Can I shift off Waffle or Wawa? I spoiled that right there. I'm gonna switch to Waffle House. I fumbled that bag real bad right there. One of my favorite things, actually, I have a story for this, is you go to a Waffle House late at night. And the Waffle House are not in New Jersey. I would imagine because there's so many diners, there's just no reason for them to be there.
Sure.
Waffle House is one of my favorite things in the world, actually. They are neck and neck. Waffle House is just as good as any other diner. I will not be taken lightly on that.
Like you're talking like Starview, like any type of just regular diner.
Now, Starview is a little different in that like you can get anything there, and that's awesome. Like that is the true beauty of a diner. You can get literally anything there. But in terms of the things that you can get there, are comparable or if not better than quality. Waffle House is doing good.
Interesting.
My favorite thing is, or one of my favorite stories about Waffle House is that my brother and I, Devin, we took a trip down to fucking Florida, road trip. We went there and back. We stopped at many Waffle Houses there and back, but one of the Waffle Houses we stopped at in Maryland. So there's actually two stories to this. It's late night. There's a few people working there. It definitely takes a certain type of person to sign up for that shift. You know, you got to handle a lot at a Waffle House that late. Waffle House are 24 hours. Anyone can go there. People show up. I'm there. Devin and I are eating. We're the only other people in there. Group of 10 is like at the standing area or like the high top area.
Right.
They're literally singing, like rapping, like they're having like a full concert. It was one of the most amazing things that I've ever seen.
And was it good? It
was amazing. The melody to the one dude that I will forever remember is him saying, I need a job. I need a job over and over and over again.
I remember.
And then he's like, yep. He's like asking the lady behind the counter for an application. He was starting a whole rhyme and shit. Like now, without being too long-winded, I'm going to switch again real quick to another Waffle House. One time, Devin and I also on the same trip went to a Waffle House that was ran by, the only people that were working there were women, and they were running shit. They were running shit to the highest degree, and you could tell all of them were not taking no shit from nobody, and they knew it. Like, it was just refreshing to see, like, they had that place on lock. Waffle House breeds characters more than you will ever see. That's the underlying statement. Sorry for being so long with it.
No, dude. I love it. Just the end real quick, kind of go off what you said. You know, a couple years ago, I used to DJ, and I would be leaving Philly at like 2, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. at times. And just the characters on the street you'd run to. And you remind me with this, it wasn't a Waffle House, though. I think it was a Denny's or an IHOP. There was some kind of diner on the corner of where I would DJ, and I'd have to walk a couple blocks to go to
Do you remember where you DJ?
I mean, there was a couple places. I mean, I honestly can't remember. It kind of makes me sad.
We'll talk off pod for that. We'll go on with sure.
No, for sure. But like, it's just so crazy that like when I would DJ like consistently, it was like 3 years ago already. It's wild. But yeah, there was like a Denny's or I think an IHOP. It was like right like a block away, and I would be leaving like 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I'd walk by this IHOP and it would be packed, and like not only packed, but the people inside, you could just tell were like raging in this IHOP, like having the best time of their lives, probably trashed. Eating friggin' breakfast food. Like,
I know what IHOP you're talking about. You're talking about the IHOP on it's 13th and it's right off
Walnut.
Walnut.
13th and Walnut. That's it.
Mm-hmm. I know exactly which one you're talking about.
That's the one.
I used to walk back. So actually, going on another tangent here, one of, in my opinion, the best spots in the city. I feel like have started to grow and become woke to it, but the neighborhood in Philly is the best part to party. Like that's the best place in the city to party. You go to Woody's or like the Voyeur, this, that, the other. Like you're having the way better of a time than you'll have in any other part of the city.
I agree because it draws everyone. Like everyone and anyone. You get a mix of a little bit of everything.
And not only that, it draws the crowd that's like not that hateful. Like if you're going to the neighborhood, you're not going to be a hateful motherfucker like me. Of course, there's going to be idiots out there.
Right, but you feel comfortable. Like you feel like comfortable in your environment. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
It's a great place.
it's good to have a spot like that in the city for everyone to feel like it doesn't matter who you are, you can go there and you're gonna have a good time and feel safe.
Exactly. And that's important because, you go out to a lot of these bars and clubs, and whether you think it or not, I feel like you can go to a bar and you can internally think like, I, I don't feel like good here. Like, like we talked about last pod, just about vibes and energy. Like you can walk into a bar immediately and just be like, it's just not feeling right.
That's how I feel a lot of the times in Jersey. Like I go into a bar in New Jersey, at South Jersey, and it's all old white men. That's the only people
Yeah.
that's there. And it's like sad to I'm not saying I can't go into a place and have a good time just because of the other people that are in there, but like you look at there and there's their diversity. It's the same faces over and over again. It's just I don't give a shit.
Right. Exactly. And it gets old. And especially, like where me and Allie lived, before where we live now, it was very like prod. What's the word I'm looking for?
Predominantly.
Yes. Thank you. I struggle
Yep.
with words over 3 syllables sometimes.
Did Allie just walk in?
I think our Taco Bell just got delivered.
That's so epic.
And I as a quick side note, well, let me just finish this thought because I was just going to say predominantly it was older people where we lived before. Now where we live, it's a lot of younger people, or at least people closer to our age, which we like more. I mean, that's the demographic I guess we kind of want to be around right now because we are younger, and it's definitely more fun. And seeing somebody outside at 2:30 is exciting, but not completely unusual. Where if we saw someone out at 2:30 where we were before, it'd be like, whoa, this is like a little insane. Just the other thing I just wanted to add was it's so nice that we're talking about nighttime things on a nighttime pod.
We really are. What else can we bring up? Do you like looking at the stars? Do you guys get good stars around there? Or is it a little too light?
So it's a little too light where we are now. However, I will say where we lived before was the most stars I've ever seen in my life. Now, Allie wasn't too impressed with the stars where we used to live though, because she lived in the Midwest where like cornfields on cornfields. So they had like beautiful, I mean, I can imagine beautiful, views of the stars and just like how many, because in Jersey, I mean, I think we can kind of agree. You don't see too many. I mean, it's tough if you see a lot at all.
It totally depends where you go, because if you go, that's one of the things to be said about Jersey. Like you really weigh things out when you decide where to live, because Jersey really does have everything that you want, whether people want to acknowledge it or not. Like if you go to the Pine Barrens, if you're in the middle of the Pine Barrens, it is just as dark as anywhere else, like not on the planet, but like it's just as dark as you want it. You can see every single thing that you want, but at the same time, like if you drive 45 minutes away, you're in Camden, like you're in a populated area. It's kind of crazy to think about that type of thing can be offered yet somewhere.
It is crazy, and that's the one thing, like you were saying, like Jersey has like a city 15 minutes away, a beach, an hour away, or wherever, depending on where you live, of course, and mountains too. It has got a little bit of everything and all the
everything
seasons.
is 45 minutes away, depending on where you are.
Yeah,
like more or less, but like that's like kind of the gist.
No, exactly, and I would agree. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I lived there for 23 years, and now we're down in Florida. Just vibing out, having some lime trees growing outside, and knowing a lot of hay.
You can do that type of shit in Florida. I like that, man. It's nice to have a different change of scenery. It makes you like and appreciate the things around you. Like if you're stagnant and you're just sitting doing the same thing, fucking beating your head into the wall over and over again, you're gonna have a horrible time.
Yeah. No, and for me, and I know a lot of other people don't think this way, and that's okay. But for me, a lot of people are afraid of change, and like so am I, honestly. Like I hate change, but it also just like my always thing was like I always want to look back and be like, I'm happy I did that though. Even though and like maybe, even if that specific event like maybe ended in disaster in some way, I'm still like, I still just want to be able to say to myself, like, I'm happy I did that. I'm happy I experienced it. It made me stronger in this way or that way, or maybe made my mind change or something,
You touched on it specifically right there. Like, my biggest thing is, I noticed that it is one of the biggest cliches, but it is for a reason. Like, you learn through your losses, and you learn through the
You
things that you
do.
don't like, and you learn through the things that make you uncomfortable. Anything
Yeah.
that's going to test you, you will learn from. You will learn what you do, whether you don't realize it or not. You will learn what you like / don't like.
Exactly. And that's you know, we without getting into specifics, we were talking a little bit about this pre-pod about having that time, you know, to really discover yourself and really just like find that time to like, you know, discover what you like, discover what you don't like, and just like really find yourself. And you know, like I think that's a process that won't end until you're old. And even then, I think you'll still figure things out, you know, like I mean, we're still, you know, young and figuring things out and just kind of, you know, seeing if this works. If it doesn't work, well, you know, you try the next thing and you try to move on. And it's wild.
Exactly. Like, getting caught up on the last thing and the mistake that you made before is so short-sighted. You have so much in front of you. Like,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
we're
And
not even old. Like, it's
no,
easy
exactly.
for us
Yeah.
to say, but like, really, like, it's good to learn this early and to understand, like, hey, if you make a mistake, keep your fucking chin up. It's gonna get better for you.
Yeah. No, and you know what? Again, compared to how our pre-pod started, I can't believe this is how the actual pod is happening now. But I think every point that you have brought up tonight, I completely agree with. You know, it's a I don't want to call it a struggle, but it's a journey. You know,
Hmm.
of just finding yourself, doing your thing, like and. I think the bottom line is a lot of people need to realize is like if it makes you happy, man, like I think you need to do it. Like
Yeah.
whether that's like your you know, actually, perfect example today. I have been like little, like eternally, I guess, like upset with myself because I really haven't like worked on beats or music or like anything like that in a little bit, like a couple weeks now. And in my mind, like I always just feel so weird. Like I don't, like I wouldn't say it's sadness or depressed or like anything like that. It's just like a weird feeling. It's just like, man, like I really need to like do this. Like I need to make this happen. So today, I just sat down on my computer and worked on beats for 2 hours and or maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I just made some fire beats and I feel 100% better. Like so much better just that I got that out because it makes me happy and people kind of like figure that out. Like you might not know you like music, but like you're not gonna know it if you don't try it. And I know it's so cheesy to say that, but it's true.
No, you're right. And I think it goes to say, like, what you're saying is, like, you have an outlet in which that you can spend 2 hours and really recover yourself, like, mentally and physically. Like,
Yeah.
that makes you feel better. Like, for me, the gym does that. Like, if I go to the
Yeah.
gym, it sets my day right.
I
I know
agree.
I'm going to feel good. I'm going to feel right. My body feels right, and the juices are flowing. Like,
Yeah.
if you go away for that for a few weeks, you realize, and then it becomes like a routine. It's bad. Like, you got to get back into the routine. You got to get back
Yeah.
into the natural flow of doing that shit and being happy
Right.
for yourself for doing it. You know?
Well, I gotta be honest with you. I've been going back to the gym ever since we moved into our new place in March, and I've been feeling so much better. Just like more physically, like just feeling better about myself, like a little bit. And I've always felt that way. Like you know, I stopped going to the gym pretty much starting in 2020 because you know everything was closing and you know a lot of stuff was going on. But you know, it feels good to be back on the grind. It feels great. And real quick, just going back to the music aspect, I can't help but laugh looking at myself. My headphones did break a few days ago,
Dude, they're bad.
and I had a duct tape them right here, and this one's like hanging off. So it's kind of sad. I've had these headphones for probably 3, 4 years. They've been really good to me, and you know, I think I can fix them. Like you can buy replacement pieces for Beats, and I'm sure other headphones as well. So I'm still looking into that. I just want to make sure I buy the exact, you know, replacement pieces I need, so I don't just like waste my money because it's only like $20, but still, it's like I'd rather not go through this whole thing and then get the wrong piece.
And
So
then have to return it potentially. It's a pain in the ass.
exactly. But it's just funny to see like a perfect round here and then it's just like demolished on this side.
How am I looking?
Yours look hot, dude. Yours look hot.
Little
Dude,
Bose action.
I gotta tell you, man, I've been having a great time. This has been great. Just a
I feel
little
like we could do 10 podcasts today.
paid case.
This
Dude,
is weird doing it early, man. It feels weird.
I'm gonna be excited to listen back to this on Monday.
Because I'm gonna
because I don't
forget
think I
every
forget.
single thing we said.
Dude, I also did just want to bring up that story before. Speaking of forgetting, I did want to bring up that story of the original story I had about my pink hat. So I've had this pink hat for a while. I know you can't really tell if the people who are watching on YouTube. My hat is pink, and in different lighting, it's 100% pink. Little Nike symbol, it says Nike, or I think it says skateboard on it. Doesn't matter. It's a pink hat. That's what matters.
Dude, it's
And
pink.
in college, I had a history teacher who was colorblind, and he made it very well known that he was like color, like he told us before, and like a couple times, like he'd be looking at a map and he'd be like, "What color is this, guys?" And we'd like tell him. It was just like a known thing. It was like not a big deal. Well, one day I decided to wear my pink hat and my bright pink hoodie. Why I decided to go double pink? I don't know. I was feeling a little ambiguous, I guess. And I walked into my history class, and my colorblind teacher said to me, "What's up what's up with all the pink today, Moffat?" And I was like, "I don't know, man. I'm just feeling it today." He's like, "Cool. I like it." And I never
Do you
said
think he
anything to
really
him.
liked it?
I don't know. I'm going to say no, but my big thing is, how'd you know I was wearing pink?
Well, that might be one of the colors he could say.
It could be. It could be. And I have thought back about it, and maybe that is, but I don't know, man. I think there's been pink on the map in the past, and he didn't know what it was. So that's all I'm saying about that.
I like that.
But hey, I mean, maybe he could see pink. It was just so ironic that like not a single teacher that whole day said anything about me wearing double pink. But then my history teacher, who's like, "I'm colorblind," completely called me out for wearing too much pink that day.
You know, I got something to say. We
Yeah.
actually had a class together. It was English, and you know what? Here's something to be said about that class. Keith and I
Yeah.
had this class together, and you know, we weren't the greatest students. We definitely cheated off each other a lot.
And
A
the
lot,
guy next to
man,
me
a
to my
lot.
left.
Did we make sure our answers were right, mate? Next up,
Dude, I remember because we would take the clicker test things.
Yep.
And you'd have like a time limit on each question. I remember 5 seconds would be going down. Dude, what are you putting? What are you putting? I don't know, man. B, I guess. B. And then it would pop up.
I remember one of our things is we would hold it down like a little so we could see what each other was pushing.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. No, and you're right. And then post doing that, we'd always go to Duncan.
Yep. But then I really wanted to say on the class that fucking I fucking hate people that talk and shit during class. Like, I'm not even a big college student, but like, you pay to be there. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, you pay to be there. Just show a little respect. Like,
dude, you and me would get very upset over that because it's one thing not being the best student, but there's a whole other category when you're just like disruptive and just like rude because like you're saying, you paid to be there and all these other people also paid to be there. And it's like when the teacher's talking or the professor or whoever it is, it's like, just be quiet for like that 60 minutes or however long your class is and just listen.
get it over with.
And especially in like today's technology, like you can text them, like if you really need to say something that bad, like and I personally I think that can be rude too, of course. But I mean, like if you absolutely need to say something, like I don't know, I just feel like there's other things you can do besides just interrupting, your professor or whoever's talking.
Yeah, that was brutal, man. I
do remember
it was
that.
tough. It was tough being in a class with those idiots.
I remember.
Dude,
you get upset.
I'm gonna take a shot. I'm gonna take a shot,
dude. Let's do it. Let's take an in pod. John Fapa. You know what?
This is the best content. Or what are you gonna make a little diddle or something? Yep, I'm
not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make a diddle, but I want to make our toast to something specific.
Okay, yeah. What is it?
I want to make our toast.
I'm going straight out of the bottle. That's how I roll.
No more.
Love it.
I want this toast to be for us starting the John Bob Pod. This has been a great time. Man. We're going on Tuesday. the day after this pod is posted, we're going to be going for 2 months already.
Love that,
It
man.
flew
That's
by.
great, man.
Flew by.
I love our
Hey,
little listener base. They're awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Go on.
I love our listeners. I love the content. I love that we can just come out here, have a good time. It's nothing I ever look as like any kind of work or like, like, man, we got to record tomorrow. It's always like, I cannot wait to record the next pod.
Exactly.
So I'm really happy we started this, and I love you, man, and I'm happy we're doing this.
Love you too, man. Cheers.
Well, cheers, mid pod. I did spill a lot of water on myself.
My shit was good.
That was gross.
I'm glad everyone got to listen to that.
Yeah, a little ASMR right there. But dude, it's insane. We have been talking for so long, and we had a lot of pre-pod today. I have demanded a clip from Tabor regarding the pre-pod. I can't really remember what it is at this moment. It seems like long ago, but it was good.
It was something Zach Schubert related that I cannot remember even in the slightest.
I think if you go back and just find a log segment where we're laughing a lot, you'll be okay.
That's typically how I find things that I need.
Right,
dude.
It is fun recording the pod at night. I mean, I still, of course, I love the Sunday mornings because that just brings a whole new element. But, switching it up once in a while is fun, too.
Exactly. And especially having any excuse to get a little lit is very nice.
No, of course. And we've been wanting to have a podcast where we drink, and, that's what we're doing. Just two things I want to mention. And I also have this week's What Dude that I actually looked up during the pod, I will be honest.
I have a couple things still left, so go on.
So the one thing I want to say, we actually talked about this on pre-pod. I'm going to bring it up now. We were talking about trading cards and like NBA cards, MLB cards, stuff like that. Did you know that they are banned from being sold at Target due to the safety of their customers?
Yep. Because you go back a couple months, they used to sell them every once in a while. People used to go nuts because there's so much money to be made these days off of the cards. Chris Tran, TDN's brother, used to go all the time and get them.
Yes, and Papele, our friend Papele, he does the same thing. And I asked him about it because I saw a sign. It was like effective June 1st, I think it was. No MLB, NBA, NFL, NHL cards will be sold here due to our customer safety. And it was just like, geez, like people get rowdy about it. And I mean, I understand. I mean, it's a lot of money, but at the same time, it's like, geez, man, like it got so bad that Target had to say, we're not selling these anymore.
It's kind of sad, honestly.
It is. It's
fucking
wild.
Relax, people. Like that's I used to be a big trading card collector, and like I just lost my touch for it because like it's so like everyone wants just to like strike it rich. I feel like it's not just for the love of trading cards. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's not stupid, but
no, I know what you mean because there are people who collect anything, not even just cards. It could be action figures or dolls or coins or whatever. Some people just do it for the passion and the love of that hobby or what they do. But then there's other people who come in strictly for the money, and it's sad. But I feel like those are the people who end up kind of ruining that love that you might have.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I got something to say. You got anything else?
The only other thing I want to say was a lot of Fortnite has been played this week, and I'm okay with it.
I like it. I like it. We've been jumping on and playing low key. We've been getting some dubs, man.
Yeah, just like 3-4 games, every night, and I think that's perfect. I think it's bonding time. Say what you will about Fortnite, it doesn't really matter about the game that you're playing. I think it really matters of who you bring along with it, and if you're having fun.
Exactly.
That's all I want.
I completely agree. Great way to say it, man.
Gotcha.
All right, I got something to say. This is something I've been meaning to say for a while. You ever go? At like golf courses, sometimes golf courses will have batting cages.
Yeah.
Okay, so sometimes golf courses will have batting cages or whatever. Not golf courses, like mini golf places.
Right.
They have like the shittiest aluminum bats. They have helmets with fucking lice and dandruff crawling in them.
Yuck.
The most disgusting possible setup. You go there thinking that you're going to better yourself by swinging at some yellow balls that are fucking foamy as hell. You go there thinking you're going to improve yourself, and you just leave there with bad morale, or like the ball fucking hits you or something. Like, now, that place is horrible.
do you use the batting cages at the mini golf a lot?
No, I haven't been there since I was like 10 years old.
I gotta say, I don't think I've ever went for the batting cages, which is so
Like
funny
not
that
even
you say
like
that.
when you liked baseball.
No, so you said they're at mini golf places because I like mini golf, and if I do go to mini golf, I only mini golf. But the only other golfing type of scenario thing that I enjoy is the driving range with Fish. You just get a bucket of balls, you get them hit as far as you can, and me and Fish have this tradition where the last 10 balls, each ball dedicates something that we're angry at that time.
I love that
So
so
like
much.
10 being the least angriest to number 1 being the thing that's just pissing us off that day.
Yeah, I love
it feels
that.
good. It feels good. And it's fun. I mean, it's just like a stupid fun thing that we do when we go to the driving range.
Big time, man.
But I honestly haven't done the driving range in a long time. The cool thing is about where me and Allie live currently is there's a mini golf place within walking distance. And we already did it. And, like we're supposed to have a couple of friends come in a couple weeks. It's a great place to have a couple shots, get some drinks, and be able to just walk there without having to take an Uber or even risking driving.
Love that. That's the way to do it, man.
It's great morale. And if I have my facts together, you're a pretty big mini golf guy, or used to be at least in the.
I love
day.
mini golf on the boards. Like I boardwalk. Like anytime I can get on the mini golf and just be on the boardwalk, a little close to the beach, I'm loving it.
Dude,
speaking of the beach, this weekend I'm going down to Wildwood, have a little Memorial Day weekend bonanza that I said earlier in the podcast. So me, Sean, and Sean McPherson and Vinny Santoro are all sharing a keg. We're getting a half keg of Bud Light.
Jeez, that's what I'd get too.
It's $88 for the beer itself, $30 to rent the keg, and $50 to rent the tap. We get all but $10 of that back if we bring them back. Obviously, we will.
Wow. Good luck. I hope I get updates throughout the weekend.
You will, man. Don't worry.
And this is pretty much the reason why we're recording tonight.
Yeah. No.
Right
I mean,
because you're having
that is the exact reason.
And a lot of talk went to it this week because Tabor said, well, I'm sure I could carve out an hour or two, but it was just the unknown that I think we were a little afraid of, because you don't know if you're going to get peace and quiet, which if you're with 12 other guys, most likely not. And as fun as the pod is, you also don't want to go on a weekend like that and be like, oh man, I have to do this the next day. You know what I mean?
I would have been excited to do, but still, like,
That's
I know
true.
exactly. I personally, the audio quality is all I was concerned about. The audio quality would have been awful.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would have been tough. And you can't, you can maybe tell one person, hey, be quiet around this hour, but it's tough to tell 12 people or over 10.
Exactly. Even if I did it in my car, like, it would still be the car noise. Like,
exactly. No, exactly. So I'm happy we did it now. I've been having some great morale. I did just want to bring up my what, dude? What's
wait?
I just lost my mind. We got the Tabor thumbs up and the Tabor.
Wait.
That was amazing.
What, dude?
Oh my god, dude, that was fantastic. Dude, your hand signals are ridiculous. Wait, and here, quick shout to Fish. We did try getting him on the pod. I'm sure he'll be listening. Fish, I wish you could have joined tonight, but hey, we had a great pod without you, buddy. No, I'm just messing. I do wish you were able to join, but it has been fun nonetheless. And actually post pod. Shout out Allison Visconti. It's Thursday, and we're taking some shots for you.
Thirsty Thurs.
So anyway, blah, what, dude? Huh? Wait. Do you even need to add it this week?
I can't add it. I'm not even gonna add it this week.
Oh my god. Who needs a sound effect? Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. So I took a picture of 3 facts, and I was just gonna choose the one I liked the most at the time of the what, dude. So let's see here. Okay. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. So for context, since this is a nighttime pod, I looked up 10 crazy WTF facts for nighttime. So of course, naturally, a lot of things that come up are about sleep. So this is an interesting fact, and this is a what, dude, for this week.
What?
Scientists still have not discovered why we sleep entirely. Researchers have been able to measure brain waves and find out a little bit about what is going on in our brains, but they still don't know why sleep is necessary for humans.
That sound says it all. What, dude?
Isn't that insane though? Like, humans have been sleeping since, humans existed. I mean, and mammals, and I think almost every animal sleeps at some point.
Yeah, I mean,
That's true fact.
It's I guess to recover yourself, but like, who knows what it's actually for?
Well, and it's interesting when you go to sleep that your mind still can run wild and you have dreams.
Yeah.
And you see, I'm somebody who normally doesn't remember my dreams or doesn't dream. A lot of people who say when you don't remember your dreams, you're still dreaming, but you just don't remember. I will say, I think it was last night, I had dream after dream after dream. And like every time I would like wake up and go back to sleep and another one would come. I can't remember all of them, but I do know that was happening.
Those are tough, man, because you keep going back in and you're like, it's a whole new adventure every time, man.
Every time. And there's some dreams you're like, damn, that was kind of cool. Like I kind of wish it didn't end. And then, something else starts and you're like, oh man, I can't wait to get out of this one. In fact, one of the dreams I had, I remember, was I was at a Phillies game and Aaron Nola hit a home run. And I remember watching him run around the bases, and that was it. That was the entire dream.
That's a great dream, man.
Yeah. It was good. I don't know if he's ever hit a home run, but maybe I was predicting.
I don't think he has, but I don't know.
I do have to say,
when he does, you'll have called it.
For sure. I do have to say, Allie gets upset. It's only happened like twice in my life, but there's only one time I can think of specifically where I asked for something and it happened. And it was the Philadelphia 76ers against the San Antonio Spurs. And that game actually went into OT. And before the game went into OT, I drunkenly said to Allie, I would love to see a Ben Simmons game winner. I've never seen one in my life. That night, Ben Simmons ended up having the tip-in game winner in the San Antonio Spurs game. So
that's great, man.
Maybe Aaron Nola will be hitting a home run soon.
Maybe. Dude, you got anything else? I'm kind of cool with wrapping it up here. I got to pee.
Dude, I have to pee as well. And if that's why we end the pod, I'm so okay with it.
Well, let's end it there, man. Thanks for listening, everybody. I appreciate all the followers and all the content we've been putting out. Honestly,
Absolutely.
like it makes me glad that we're putting it out every week. We're just under an hour. We still did great on content this week. You got anything else? Is that it?
Dude, that is it. I've just had a great time. Long pre-pod, long pod, and I have a feeling it's gonna be a long post-pod. So we'll go from there.
All right, everybody, make sure to tell all your friends about us at Ja and Fa on Instagram. Make sure to tell everyone. We're out.
Ja.
Oh, see ya, man.
I'll see you.